everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if you can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. I am Kevin. I am joined by the man that I'm sure we would love to have both one of these guys, or a type of guy, which you kind of already have, Austin, with the Packers and Micah Parsons. But Myles Garrett is just a different level player for the Cleveland Browns.
And he's been a different tier player for a while now. Basically his entire career outside maybe his first couple seasons. But the question is, I know they signed him to an extension. Do they keep him long term? I don't think the Browns are really on a trajectory with their team that Myles Garrett really fits. And I am concerned that if they wait too long, that they won't get the value that is deserved for a perennial DPOY candidate.
Yeah, and before he got that contract, he did ask for a trade, and then they gave him that much amount of money to keep him in Cleveland. So I would say he's there for a majority of that contract. I think it's a 4-year deal. I think he's here at least he's there at least for 3 more years.
I don't think so. He's not even 30 yet. He turns 30 at the end of this season in, I think, week 17 or 18. He already has 10 sacks this season because of his 5-sack game. So I do believe that they should try to get something out of him soon. Because if they wait too long, they're not going to get anything for a player that's been probably their best defensive player in team history. And I don't know if they're going to be able to rebuild the team quickly enough around him for them to actually contend for anything. So I think they move him.
Like this year or
this offseason?
This offseason. Okay. I think it's going to take a little bit more time for them to do that. It depends on if they keep Kevin Stefanski. But looking at it, I don't know if there's any deal that would give you the right value back for him. Because to a smaller extent, you can look at the Micah Parsons trade with the Dallas Cowboys and look at that. Except Micah Parsons is younger, but
it's not a fair example because Myles Garrett's about to turn 30, right? So what can you actually get out of him? If you're not contending with a player, you're not getting much out of him. So I don't know why you would keep him around, because even getting less than the deal, at least you're building for the future. It's really hard to do that with a near 30-year-old defensive end on your team.
Yeah, it is hard to do that. To me, he elevates your team, and for a team,
but it doesn't matter if you don't have players around him.
Exactly. But for a team like Cleveland that, to me, wants to stay relevant, they keep him, and to me, he is beloved by the fan base.
I don't know if are they trying to stay relevant? I don't think that they draft their first QB of the entire NFL draft in the 4th round if you're trying to stay relevant. They also traded their other guy that they were going to start. Well, what would be a stay relevant QB move for them? Because they haven't shown me that they're trying to stay relevant at all. This looks like a complete rebuild.
Well, to me, it's tough with the quarterback because Deshaun Watson is injured and is still on the team. So, to me, they can't.
But you still could have drafted a QB before your 4th round if you're trying to stay relevant.
But they're not, to me, with what the situation is right now with Deshaun Watson, he's going to be their starter. and is going to be on the roster. So if you draft someone in the first round, yes, he'll be good this season, but next season they're going to bench him for Deshaun Watson.
If you're trying to stay relevant, I don't think keeping Deshaun Watson your starter is the main move, even if he is making the money.
It's a tough decision for them because, to me, they're one of those cheap teams that, well, many of the owners are. They don't want to lose that money that they guaranteed Deshaun Watson. So
That's just a sucking cost fallacy.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know if they're going to move on from him. That's the problem with the quarterback situation for me is I don't see them cutting Deshaun Watson and eating the money because, yes, as you're saying, it would be better if they just ate the money and moved on, but I don't think they look at it that way.
Again, it's just a sucking cost fallacy. The money's lost, whether or not they consider it lost or not. I don't think that by keeping Deshaun Watson around that you're going to make any of that money back.
Yeah, it's just they're not at that point yet to me. Maybe in this offseason, if they do cut Deshaun Watson and they trade Myles Garrett, that could be a sign of it. But to me, there's Watson being cut has to happen before I view them really trading Myles Garrett.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I guess we'll find out. I think that you could get a lot for Myles Garrett, and even if you're trying to stay relevant, I think trading Myles Garrett is the correct move because you need to build something on offense, and outside of Quinshaw Judkins, you really do not have anything on that side of the ball. And I think finding 4 or 5 players that you can get for Myles Garrett, even if you lose the trade, quote unquote, by value, would be more of an improvement than keeping around an all-time defensive end as he turns 30.
Yeah, I see your argument, and it would make sense in that scenario. It's just I think they probably stretch it out a little bit longer. And looking at it right now, I think you would want to ask for 3 first-round picks, but I don't think you get that. I think you get 2 first-round picks.
I still think it's worth trading him because I don't think you're going to be able to contend with him on the roster.
I think they can contend with him in the later years after a few years. We've seen some rebuilds happen very quickly, but it is hard to think about it given just the previous years with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I just have my doubts with how they've been able to build teams. And I don't think that they're necessarily going to get the most out of their current roster by keeping him around, even though he's by far their best player.
He is by far their best player. And to me, I look at the Rams and just how much they've reshaped themselves through the draft. It is possible, but it's having the right GMs to select the right players and hit on some late round picks.
True, but all that came with having the right quarterback. And I don't think that they have that.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.